Hey guys, Marsegin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be taking a look at the INT Future Gohan from the World Tournament cards that got his awakening today with the release of the next World Tournament on Global. Got him full level 10 links here. Shout out to the link skill orbs. I just got shattering the limit straight up to 10 so we could have the full level 10 links showcase here. I went over his details in a video yesterday that I did breaking down all the World Tournament stuff, but we'll go over it again very quickly here. His super attack is that he infinitely stacks attack, raises defense for 1 turn, and does supreme damage to the enemy. So the infinite attack stack will be interesting to see what we can get him up to. And then his passive is attack and defense 120, an extra 100 to both when performing a super. Then he gets 2 ki and an additional attack and defense 80%, as well as a high chance to stun the enemy when there is an androids category enemy. So that does limit where he's going to be at his best, because 80% is quite a lot. He then also gets an extra 30% defense on super, as well as 2 extra ki and a medium chance to crit if there's a future Saga category ally whose name includes Trunks. So we are running the 200% Super Saiyans team with the new Christmas LR as the leads. We obviously have our Trunks on the team, and then we got like this guy for the support. He's one of his best link partners when he transforms as well. So yeah, we're just going to crack on and see how well we can get on with this guy, see what he can give us here, and see how well he will perform. So no support on the rotation. Start of turn, he's at 131k defense here with the 4 links active. He does have all in the family, which is a very strong defensive link. So when we can have that active, that's a considerable amount. And so remember, because we have a Trunks on the team, he's going to be getting 130% on super. So he's going to be going up to what, like 300k-ish, and then we do get 30% on the super as well. So the defense not particularly high. It's kind of a shame that, because he stacks attack, so it is a bit of a shame that he doesn't stack both. But we'll see what we do here. Obviously, pre-super our defense is not great. I should show his build as well, because I decided to give him, because we have a Trunks on the team, he has built-in chance to crit. He has the equivalent of having, of course he didn't crit there, but he has the equivalent of having like 15 crit in the hidden potential, right? If he has 30% chance to crit as part of his passive. So I gave him basically all additional and dodge, because if you're going to use him on the team, he can be infinitely stacking attack. He could get up to some reasonable numbers, but he's not going to be able to take hits like crazy well, right? Because of the we'll do this. He's not going to be able to take hits crazy well because his defense, like we say, like without support, we were just about getting over 300k, if the count's off the top of my head, somewhat reasonable. So with no extra tech, like it's a shame he doesn't have something like guard with a Trunks on the team, or even like a Trunks on the rotation or something, because that would make him potentially viable for some of the more difficult events. Like when it comes to the Dismal Future Red Zone, he's only going to be getting his full buff against the future androids in stage 1 or Cell in stage 2, which, I mean, neither of those, I mean, Cell is quite tough, but like the androids fight is quite easy. But unfortunately, and I know you can say the same about all Red Zone stages until they start adding missions to them, but there's pretty much no point to ever replay those, right? Now, I mean, I guess recently with the, you know, Christmas celebration, they added the Android 13 Red Zone missions, so I guess this Gohan could have been quite interesting to use there for JP players. But unfortunately, he's only just come out for Global, so we didn't even get a chance to use him on those, which is a bit of a shame. So I mean, against an android enemy could be decent, but you have to remember that his start of turn numbers that we're seeing are going to be, he's going to be missing an extra 80% defense if we're not fighting an android. So that makes his numbers post super quite low. If we're talking about like going up against Fusion Zamasu, for example, his start of turn defense, it could actually be, without support, it could be under 100k. And of course, we all know what Zamasu is like with those AoEs, right? So that could be pretty dangerous. So with this Future Gohan, we get 5 links, all in the family, Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Experienced Fighters, Dismal Future, and then obviously he picks up Prepared for Battle from those guys as well. That puts him at 156. So then by getting 130% on super, he goes up to what, like 250, and then, oh sorry, goes up to 350, and then the super attack effect puts him up to close to 400k, maybe just over 400k, depending on the rotation. So let's put you in slot 1, since you always have your damage reduction. Then we'll do this, and then we get 7. Might as well get those for you then. And let's see what we do. I think the biggest problem with this guy really is, like, the other future Gohans are just better, right? Like, the physical one is better. The LR is definitely better. But, you know, when you look at these World Tournament cards, you kind of have to look at it from the perspective of, like, they are technically free-to-play cards, right? Now, you have to do quite a bit of grinding to get them, and then it's RNG for the tickets and all that kind of stuff, but they are free-to-play cards. And we're seeing now, you know, these World Tournament cards are starting to get their easy A's, and some of them are quite good, some of them are just kind of mid. And this is a guy who, you know, he's only just gotten his TUR Awakening, so he won't get an easy A for quite some time. So it's a bit unfortunate. Like, we would want his TUR Awakening, with it coming out now, we would want it to be, you know, meta relevant for now. And look at INT Future Gohan, by the way, just going absolutely crazy. Jeez. And this is what he's got to contend with. Now, fortunately, because the other Gohan is the transforming one, they link up and everything. So, yeah, he got up to, what, 3.5 after the INT Easy A Gohan dropped like 2 8s and then a 9 in one turn, which is pretty crazy. INT Easy A Future Gohan is an absolute beast. That's why I still have him quite high on the Easy A top 10 list, because, yeah, he's very, very good. It's a shame. You want to be getting additionals with this World Tournament Gohan, though, as much as possible, because obviously that's how you're then getting the stacks on his attack. So him only getting 1 super attack for the turn is, of course, a little bit disappointing, because we would like that number to stack up a little bit higher, but it is what it is. Plus, of course, we had Future Gohan transform straight away the first turn we had them together, so we didn't actually get a rotation with any support. And I mean, he could be run on some of these other teams where you could run characters like Bulma and things like that, which would certainly make him stand out a little bit more. Does he live a super attack from this chunky cell? Because he has what? He only has 120. Yes, he only has 127k start of turn. So with 58% damage reduction, that still means he takes a ridiculous amount of damage. So we'll do this, and then I guess we'll do this. So this leaves you with, it's going to be every link except Shatting the Limit again. Yeah, so 156k. I mean, you know, what can I really say? Like, post-super, getting up to around 400k without support. I mean, it's okay. Oh, really, Goku? Do we live this? Okay, good. It's like, it's okay, but again, this is as well with an android enemy. So I guess to end off the video, because we're getting nearer to the end of the cell event, to end off the video, I could jump into the Red Zone Fusion Zamasu, and we can just see, I won't change the team like at all, and we'll just see what his stats are on turn 1. Because I'm pretty sure, like, the AoE does like what, like 500k or something? So if he's starting with, even if he gets to 100k, he's taking over 400k from that AoE, which is not good. Now, non-AoE, I suppose, is, you know, you're just not going to use him against an AoE boss, right? So maybe Fusion Zamasu is a bit unfair. Maybe we should drop into, like, the Goku Black one or something and just see what kind of damage he would take post-super. Although, no, in my luck, he'll immediately take a super attack as the first attack of the turn. But we can jump in and see what that would look like, at least in terms of the number that he puts out. But yeah, I'm not expecting anything too crazy. We will... Actually, yeah, why do I care who goes first? We don't care about the actual... We're not trying to win the run here. We're just trying to show off Future Gohan. So we'll do that. And then we'll do that. Yeah, they get so much extra key from INT orbs. That's crazy. 3 orbs took them from, what were they at, 9 all the way to 24. Pretty crazy. Alright, so get rid of you. Now we're onto the STR cell. Alright. Do you get any extra? I mean, we could just stand by with you. I mean, Trunks isn't going to, like, just one-shot you, is he? Nah. So we'll do this. Gives us a nice bit of defense here. We get 4 links active here. 131k pre-super. So we'll do this and then do this. So let's see what we get out of Future Gohan here. Let's see what Trunks does. 9.3. Gets to go off here a little bit. Hopefully actually get all his additional supers. Didn't crit though. Into an additional normal. Come on, Trunks. Well, I suppose we don't want Trunks to go too crazy, but no danger of that here, it seems. But then, yeah, he'll tank all of this. His defense in slot 1, once you switch into the Sword of Hope, is pretty ridiculous. And then, yeah, 3.5. I mean, like, the wiki says it is an infinite stack, but we didn't get, like, didn't he do 3 point something, like, previously? He never got up to 4 million, so... Is his raise attack an infinite stack, or is it just... Because Dokkan's weird with the wording sometimes. So it could actually be, even with the way it's written, that he just raises attack and defense for 1 turn. But normally it wouldn't be separated with the comma like that. So that either means his attack raise each turn is just very, very low, to the point where I literally didn't notice the exact difference. It might be like by 100k here and there. Like we might have gone from like 3.3 to 3.5 or something. But... not super impressive, especially if you have to spend a long time, like, actually being able to stack. So, I guess if we do this, we probably can get another... Future Gohan turn in here, right? Because the... Goku's probably going to die here. Well, if he doesn't get super, he won't, so... I think maybe we will actually be okay. I mean, I guess we don't really need to see much more against this cell, right? We can jump over to Goku Black, they say, and see what his defense is looking like against a non-android. But, I mean, he seems okay. Like, when I read his kit, it was like, oh, okay, you know, this is pretty decent. But seeing his numbers, like, in the game, especially without support, it's very low. Because some of these teams, especially in certain events like Fusion Zamasu, there are very few support units that are good enough that you're going to want to bring them into that event. Not that it matters for Fusion Zamasu, because this guy clearly not good against AoE, so he will not be good against Fusion Zamasu, so that's not a stage you should be taking him into anyway. But yeah, definitely his post-super defense not quite as high as I would have liked. I feel like they could have just made him infinitely stacked defense as well, and it's not like he'd break the game if he did that, right? But I suppose we have to think about, you know, he will have an easy A in a few years' time if the Dokkan is still going. And then maybe then he'll get infinitely stacking attack and defense. And probably at that point, well, I suppose they don't release them very frequently. I was going to say maybe at that point we'll have another Future Gohan who is even better. But, I mean, we already have the LR, who is very, very good. And these guys would be fighting for a spot, especially on this Super Saiyan's team with the 200% lead, is they want to be in slot 2. So... what do you get more from? 131. Oh, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, well, we'll let Gohan hopefully try and get the finish here. So it was 3.5 on the previous turn. Let's see what we get here. We are basically wasting the standby, but that's not what we're here for. So he went up to 4.1. So yeah, I guess he was going up like a little bit each time. But, damn, he got an additional. It was only a normal. He did finish him off, but... yeah, I don't know. Let's go ahead and jump into Goku Black quickly and see what his stats are going to be. Alright, so jumped over to Red Zone Goku Black. We have Gohan on turn 1. So we don't have the luxury of an android opponent this time. So, yeah... see, 96k start of turn. And then with the Trunks on the team, even if we are getting 130% on Super, that's what, like 120k? That means he's going up to 220, like, k defense, which, I mean, we'll see what happens. Like I say, knowing my luck, he'll probably get immediately supered. But that means we're probably taking a fair bit of damage even from this Goku Black's normals, right? So, we'll see. But, come on, don't super me straight away. Also, don't... okay, I was going to say don't super Birdcoo straight away, because we might actually die. But... nice. Well, at least we'll get to see what Future Gohan takes from a normal, because after getting hit once and then supering, Goku shouldn't take a lot of damage from Goku Black here, right? Right. Okay, so 2.47. Oof. And then... yeah, 348k. So yeah, for the current meta against a non-android enemy, it's just not it. So that's where it really counts, right? Like, a lot of people say that I'm too hard on when I do free-to-play unit showcases and stuff, because they are just free-to-play units. But at the end of the day, it's like, where are you going to use this guy outside of... If we get a special event that's not super, super hard, that's against androids, it'd be kind of fun to use him. Like I say, those Red Zone 13 missions, that would have been kind of fun. Because Red Zone 13 wasn't the most difficult event in general. And you're fighting an android, like, that could have been quite cool. But... it's unfortunately a case of, like, where are you going to use him is the main issue, which is a bit of a shame, you know. He seemed like he could be pretty cool, but yeah, the android buff, even with an android ally, it's not the craziest amount of, like, defense and stuff. So without that, he just looks, unfortunately, very bad in the current landscape of the game. So a bit of a shame, but let me know what you guys think. Have you awakened him yet? Have you had a chance to use him? Like I say, bit disappointing. There's not really, like, a good place he could shine in the game at the moment, but, you know, who knows? And then his EZA will be, what, like a few years down the line. So if we make it to that point, we'll see what he looks like then, I guess. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.